Topic of this video is USA Postal Stamp, a window to history. It is presented by Cheyenne TV. Benjamin Franklin postage stamp issued in 1895. Benjamin Franklin Post Office in Philadelphia. Fanciful drawing by Margaret Martin in the St. Louis Post Office dispatch of the October 21, 1906, which won the right a rural post office in a general store. Multiple dates in 1861. August 29, 1893. And when envelope with stamp, date is October 17, 1898. Postage stamp and postal history of the United States selection of USA Navy covers. Another selection from Navy. Selection from Navy. Elliswell Post Office 1891. And 1832 stampless single sheet Liverpool ship letter pen Frank Pat 5 by USA Postal Clerk in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. New York Postmasters Provincial 1845. Provincial stamp issued in St. Louis, Missouri. Benjamin Franklin George Washington, the first U.S. postage stamp issued 1847. The first stamp issue were authorized by an act of Congress and approved on March 3, 1847. The earliest known use of the Franklin 5 cent is July 7, 1847, while the earliest known use of the Washington 10 cent is July 2, 1847, remaining in postal circulation for only a few years. Benjamin Franklin issue of 1855. George Washington issue of 1855. Postage stamp and postal history of the United States Thomas Jefferson issue of 1857. George Washington issue of 1857. George Washington issue of 1857. Benjamin Franklin issue of 1861. Pony Express compound oval postmark, one of many types found on the cover of Pony Express mail. In case postage stamp. G. Grill on an 1869 issue. Declaration of Independence. Oliver Hazard Perry National Bank Note 1870 issue. Special postal delivery. First special delivery stamp 1885. Landing of Christopher Columbus issue of 1893. U.S. postage stamp George Washington issue of 1890 lakh 2 cent. An image of the 1895 2 cent stamp of George Washington. Trans-Mississippi issue 1898 1 cent. Pan-American issue 1901 2 cent. U.S. Post Office Grill Hickers. Abraham Lincoln. Harrison. Washington issue of 1912. Washington issue of 1917. Franklin issue of 1915. Now cost is in pound. Franklin, the Big Ben's issue of 1918. 20-cent parcel post stamp issue in 1912. This was the first time in history an airplane appeared on the postage stamp. 1923 freedom 5 cent blue and red. 2 cent red sesquicentennial issue of 1926 to 1932. 65-cent Zeppelin of 1932 issue in April for the May-June Pan-American flight of the Graf Zeppelin. National Park issue. Presidential issue of 1938. Famous American issue series of 1940. More example from famous American series of 1940. Win the War 1942. Overrun country's stump. George W. Carver 1948. 5 cent George Washington regular issue 1962. American flag 1963. Champion of Laboratory series of 1957 to 1961. 1973 Love Stump. 1918 6 cent was the same design as the notable 24 cent inverted Jenny variety of this series. The first Lincoln postage stamp issue of 1866. Issue of 1890. Abraham Lincoln issue of 1903. Once again, Ibrahim Lincoln issue of 1938. First class postage rate history. USA Postal System, a window to history. The United States Postal Service has been issuing stamps since 1847, featuring a wide range of themes, historical figures, and events. These stamps are not only serve as a means of postage, but also a miniature piece of art and history. Understanding USA history through postal stamp. Historical figure. Stamp featuring ionic figure like George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Benjamin Franklin provide insight into the country's founding fathers and influence leader. Commemorative stamp. A stamp issuing commemorate significant events such as American Revolution, the Civil War, and the Civil Rights Movement, offering a glimpse into the nation past. Cultural icon, stamp showcasing American culture like jazz musician, author, and artist, highlighting the country rich culture, heritage, landmark, and moment. Stump featuring iconic landmarks such as feature of the laboratory and Moment Rushmore, representing the country's architectural and historical treasure.